You have some cool theme music in the background. Da, 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 da. Hi, this is Daniel Hooper speaking to you now.
And this is R. Alan Ingalls. I am the cinematographer and editor of Prayer Request 3
Oh, I wrote it
and
and
directed it.
directed it. Yes. Thank you for joining us today.
Where did the idea from Prayer Request 3 come from?
Prayer Request 3. Well, obviously it comes after Prayer Request 1 and 2. So, Prayer Request, the first one, which was one of our biggest, most successful, just came from the concept of let's just get a bunch of adults together, show that church people are, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so the audience saw their misgivings and realness, if you will. And so that's what we got. And so we followed that up with, well, let's make something else. And I thought that was good enough. Let's try another one.
The second one was a youth group.
Second one was kids. So we had a youth group, all locally from here in Dyersburg, Tennessee. And it was written for them, and they did some ad-libbing that was pretty sharp. But it had more of a serious theme toward the end than the original, which was fine. And so I thought, well, let's just build upon that. And we made Prayer Request 3. It was written for all females. What I've learned where we live, there's more actresses to choose from than there are actors.
Mm-hmm.
So I leaned into that, and I saw a local play.
Never Happily Ever.
Can I cheat?
Yeah. Even when I read it, like when I would look at the poster and read it, I still read it wrong in my head. It kind of
Never After Happily.
Never After Happily. Yeah,
and it was a take on childhood nursery rhyme type stuff. And the cast, I saw that, I think there were 2 guys in it, 2 or 3. And I just watched this. And when I watch a play, which we've gone to some plays,
Mm-hmm.
and part of it is to be entertained, and part of it is to see potential talent I want to work with.
Yep, talent count.
And who could play this part? And so I had my program, and I was writing notes in it. Like, oh, they would be a good this, and they could play her really well. And so
that's actually how we got some or several of the cast members for the second film too, Prayer Request 2.
Yes,
we saw Zoe and someone else in the
David.
play. Yeah,
and Amelia. And so, yeah, support your local arts. So, yeah, that was a high school play we saw. So I saw them and started plugging in holes for the casting. And I thought, well, let's just take Prayer Requests from a female's perspective. So that's where that came from.
What were you trying to say with the story in Prayer Request 3?
The same thing in the first 2. That these women were real. They meant well. They were flawed, but they were good. Human. So that was the whole point. I think when I wrote Hypocrites, it was kind of the same thing. I like the churched people to be understood by the non-churched people, and vice versa backwards. And the 2 sides are more alike than you would tend to think. So I don't want people to ever think, well, I'm not good enough to go to church. Look at these 3 films. Anybody is welcome. So
that's actually the point.
Yes. that's what a goal was too, and do it with humor.
What was the biggest challenge on set?
For this one, it's some behind the scenes stuff. The more people you have, the more schedules you have to dance around.
Yep.
And this was in the summer. The farmers market was going on.
Yep.
The Dyer County Fair had started.
Yep.
1 or 2 of the ladies had just gotten a new job, and somebody that we had casted was sick.
Got sick, yeah.
So Mary, who was a champ, filled in admirably. So the writing part is the easiest part. And just seeing the challenges. Okay, well, I can't get there then, but I can get there then. So we're at the mill in Dyersburg, Tennessee, and in the light of the sun, that's more of a you issue.
Yeah.
What we can do, what we cannot do. Does this table need to be moved? Let's try that. So, and there's a lot of hurry up and wait
Yes.
because you have to reset cameras and all this kind of stuff, which doesn't affect me, but
No, you typically do rehearsals during that.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that time.
and some of the women had to leave,
Yeah.
and
Several of them
yeah,
by a certain time.
and so
We planned on starting in the morning, and by
Yeah.
the time it was all said and done, we met and started at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And some of them were trying to leave at 6 or 7.
yeah, I mean, they had families
Yeah.
to go to and work to do and stuff like that. So there were little challenges, but I think having a little challenge in something you want to do, that's just part of it.
Well, I've had similar. We had a similar situation with Future Adults, our film Future Adults, where we had one cast member that wasn't going to be able to do it and backed out, and we ended up grabbing somebody that I knew to fill the role, and we'd never worked with her before, wasn't sure how it was going to work, and it worked out great.
Yeah.
And then I had the same situation happen with so the first time that not my first film, but the first film, I couldn't find anybody to act in it, so I ended up just using my dad. And then the second film that I did for the same contest the next year, I had someone cast and they backed out last minute, like the night before. And I called Erica Zawad, who we both know, and was like, hey, would you be interested in this? I know it's last minute. And she came through and was perfect for the role. And so sometimes those little nuggets of luck end up turning out to make the best final product.
Yeah. In making a project like this or anything creatively or artistically or work-wise even, you've got to sway with the wind. Otherwise, if you're going to be rigid, you're going to get frustrated and mad. Well, fine, let's just all go home.
Yeah.
Well, no, you've got to be flexible in considering things.
Especially what we're doing here.
Yeah, and like I said, the more people you have, we've done stuff where there was 2.
Yep.
And that's nothing. But this was 6 actresses plus a couple of crew that helped out, thanks to those guys.
Case and Trevor.
But you make it work, and sometimes it's a struggle, but if I've written the script, I have a vision of how I want this to turn out. And some of it is unrealistic, but I try to know this was our 12th film, but your strengths, what you can do and what you can't do. But you still want to challenge yourself a little bit, but
keep
still
pushing the envelope.
But still know realistically what you can do.
Yeah, it's like what's the saying? You shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you
still hit the moon.
Or shoot for the moon, you land amongst the stars, something like that. What was it like working together on this?
What, with you?
Yeah,
it's nothing. It's.
I'm nothing. Okay.
It's. I mean, this was the 12th one.
Yeah, we got a pretty good flow going.
So. I don't remember our first one. I guess it was the original Hypocrite.
It was.
But that was easy because, I mean, you knew kind of what you wanted to do in terms of the technical side of things.
Yes.
But over these last 5 years, 4 years, whatever it's
been 5 years.
You come up with new toys.
Yeah.
And angles. And, I've got a thing that'll do it this. And we can do it this now. Wait, that doesn't apply to me. So I just had to put content and put words in their mouth and maybe some direction. But no, it's always been easy, and I just try to respect your time because you got a lot going on, and I'm I think a pretty patient person, and I thought, well, I'll just shoot it, I'll write it. There's yours, Alan. Holler when you need me. Because sometimes, and this was a long time,
Yeah,
'Cause
it took a long time to edit this one.
normally we're done in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And this one was shot around Labor Day last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been
September,
September, October, November, December, January, February, March,
April.
And I'd forgotten what some of it was about. Then you start getting texts from actors, when's it going to be ready? It's ready when it's ready. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, and this one was also like, these are passion projects, you know, so these aren't,
Right.
we're doing these, like you were saying earlier, you know, we know what we're good at, but each one we kind of try to push a little more and try to challenge ourselves to take something a little further, adding more actresses or a bigger cast or more locations,
Yeah.
or in my case, you know, lighting or camera
Yeah.
techniques, or, you know, using some tools or some new toys that I have. Like, we always try to, you know, move the needle a little bit forward every single time. And that's why I do it, is to keep sharpening my craft and getting better. You know, so sometimes these projects take a backseat to paid gigs or to you know, client work that's more time sensitive. But yeah, this one took abnormally long time. I had a lot going on. But you know, it's always worth it when you get to the finished product finally, and you're like, and you see it, and it's like, it's so much different than it is on set, and it's a compliment that we've gotten multiple times before.
You get them.
Yeah, it looks like a
It
real
looks like a
movie.
real movie.
That's because it is.
What'd you want it to look like? Which I had the same reaction on the very first
one?
Yes, because I saw those jump shots or jump cuts or
Yeah.
whatever. Wow,
It looked like something I'd watch on TV.
we can do that. I just pictured somebody with a, you know, Betamax, like a Christmas movie or home film or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's also neat. We get to meet some neat people.
Yes.
And in some cases even become friends with them.
Yep.
And
yeah, we're building kind of a little community,
Yeah.
family of.
and that's kind of neat. And I don't know how many actors or actresses we've worked with now, but I mean, they're just like anybody else. Some are openly friendly, some want to be left alone, some have this, some are quiet, some are overt. So it's just people. But it's been fun getting to meet these new people.
That's one of my favorite things about doing these films is the community or the family that we're building, and the portfolio of work that we're building, this legacy that we'll have, that will live beyond them or us,
Yeah.
that we'll be able to pass down. And it's one of the reasons that we don't do festivals or closed festivals. Some festivals require you to not have the film published anywhere. You do the festival and then you can publish it later. We don't really like I personally don't like to make a film, edit it, and then wait a whole year to release it to
Right.
anybody. The purpose that we're making these for is to get them out to people and for people to enjoy them. I don't want to hold that back to show it to some industry insiders and compete with major feature films that have, you know, 100x the budget we do and 20 times the crew.
Well,
You know, it's like, that's not why we're making these.
And some people make them to go to festivals.
100%.
I
Yeah.
mean, we've met some interesting folk that sacrifice everything to go to a little film festival.
Yeah.
And
Dozens of them across the United States.
for one film.
One film. Yeah. That's the way most of them do it. They make one film and then run that for a year or two.
But no, it's fun, and I'll write them, and if you want to make them, and that's fine. And
yeah, and there's I'm glad you mentioned that again, because I had something I thought a minute ago and I was going to say and I forgot about it. A lot of times director writers and cinematographers pair up and they work with the same people all the time. And having done 12, 13, 14 films with you now, I see why. Because we know how each other works. We know what we want, and there's a comfortableness there that allows us to, you know, provide input,
Yeah.
you know, and help with challenges when those happen.
We tell each other no.
Yeah, and we're okay with it.
And you have to be.
Yes, sir. Move on. You know,
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm not doing that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great working relationship, and now I can see why even on, especially on much bigger budget, bigger films with bigger crews and more money involved and stuff, how that's important to work with somebody that you know pretty
Yeah.
well at that point. And so
Yeah.
it makes it brings that into perspective, but also it just makes these shorter, these little films that we're doing together so much fun. And having worked with other directors now, the first 10 or 11 we just made together. I made a couple before that, a decade before that, by myself. And this last year, I made 2 films with 2 different directors that weren't you.
Yeah.
And bigger cast, bigger crew, bigger,
Mm-hmm.
sets and everything. And it was a different experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think these stories touch a lot of people, make people laugh. They either give them an escape or they make them think, or both. That's something I'm proud of, that they have a message, but you don't have, it's not
You don't
preaching.
have to hear it.
Yeah, it's not,
If you
we're not
just wanna
pushing it down
watch
somebody's
it-
throat. Yeah.
If you just want to watch it to laugh, fine. If you want to watch it just because your sister-in-law is in it, I don't care. Just, as long as you watch it.
What's one of the moments that stands out to you from the shoot?
I think Mary jumped out to me because when the other actress let me know the day of shooting or the night before, I forget which,
Yeah.
and this is a flamboyant character.
I'm pretty sure it was day of,
I don't,
and you had to call Mary, like you just,
and I just
we were
called-
planning to rewrite or figure out how to work around
Yeah,
it.
I was going to write her out.
Yeah.
Or give her lines to everybody, but that's
Yeah.
reworking the whole script.
Yeah.
And so I, on a whim, called her, and she jumped on it, and she learned the lines just at the table read in between setting up camera shots. But she was a highlight for me. I thought she was very funny, and I think the crowd, whoever our viewing audience, will think so. So that was a pleasant surprise.
With as little preparation.
It
as
was
she
a
had, it was
pleasant
impressive.
surprise. She
Yeah.
came through and leaned into it and all that. So, and all of them, were great.
What do you hope people take away from it?
They take away what they take away. That's in any art.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at a painting and you're like, well, what do you see in that? Well, I see this. Well, I don't know how you see that. I see that. And so if you make art for the sake of, I want them to get this,
Yeah.
well, you're cheating yourself in the audience. I know what the film's about. Like I said earlier, it's just showing the world that, we're just all a bunch of misfits trying to do better.
Yep.
And if you didn't get that, fine. I mean, and if you watch it just because somebody made you laugh in it, or I don't care. As long as you got something out of it that you enjoy, I'm not going to tell you what to get out of it.
That's wise. Yeah. You're not controlling the experience that the audience has. You're not in control of that. You can do so much and then let it breathe and let them interpret it. And like you said, you have a lot of paintings in here that you've done.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I'm calling paintings.
But
it's for sure art.
Yeah. And well, they're paint, so I guess it makes them a painting. But
Right.
But it's like if you and I were to watch the same movie, and what's your favorite part? Really? Well, that wasn't my favorite part. Well, we're individuals.
And we have that experience.
Yeah.
We usually have different favorite parts in the films that we make.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the part where Mary says, and dance, and does a little dance. That is so funny to me. That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah. When the king wants John the Baptist's head cut off, and or she does, and she did a dance for him. So I said, just come up with some kind of dance. And while you're sitting in the chair, and she did it, and that was great.
That and Taylor's character, where she shortens everybody's names, and she gets to Horton's, and Carrie snaps at her the second time, and you could see Taylor go, like that moment to me is so funny.
Yeah, you're a surgeon with editing.
Thank you, sir.
So, I mean, you splice and do a this and that.
You give me a lot of good stuff to work with.
Good.
The biggest challenge for me is lighting.
Oh yeah, I could tell.
And so on this one, the one thing that I realized is the light is on the table facing kind of above them and toward Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime we're looking at them look at Carrie,
Mm-hmm.
their faces are in shadow because
Right.
the light needs to be on the other side.
Yeah.
But I wanted to set the light up one time and not have to reset the light every time we moved
Mm-hmm.
cameras because I didn't want it to look totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that I had either moved the light or used a different modifier or hung it directly above, or definitely some challenges with lighting there. But not only, most of the time we're not afforded the time or the budget to do lighting. I don't have enough lights. I only have one. And even if I rented several more lights, that would take that much more time to set up all these lights every time.
Yeah.
And it's just at this level of filmmaking, it's just not something that we can afford financially, or more importantly, time wise. We just don't have the time. And I don't want to turn these into 2, 3, 4 day shoots, stuff like that. It starts getting
Oh.
carried away. Some of the best lighting I've had was in the 2 movies that I did with the other directors, but those were multi-day shoots, and they were on stages with stage lighting. So I had access to all this lights and stuff, and it's like that was one of the benefits and the cool things about those films.
You had no natural light to pull from.
Mm-mm.
Whereas if we go back and look at Not Dead Yet,
Yeah, it was all natural light.
there wasn't a light bulb in
Yeah.
use at all.
Yep.
And it looked great.
Yep, that's right.
But yeah, you can tell this is in a darkened part of the room. And
But I always think about, using natural light. Remember we used natural light or some natural light for the, was it Now Hiring? And it was a cloudy day, so the sun kept getting behind clouds and it kept messing the color of the image up.
or a windshield
Oh yeah, somebody would
was
drive
in the
by
street at
and
or park.
yeah,
and-
shining
yeah.
right into their faces.
But I think it looks great.
If you asked other filmmakers how this could be better, like if you took this to the Indie Memphis Acting Studio or at the film festivals and
Yeah.
asked for opinions, they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, their faces they got raccoon eyes the whole time,
Yeah.
They don't have the little light in their eyes, the little catch light and stuff."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I know, but
Okay.
with what we're, but to me though, despite the technical limitation of not having more lights or enough time to set up additional lights and get it all right, or move the light each time, it's such a great story that I see that when I watch it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think anybody else is.
Right.
It's specifically audience members,
Right.
maybe some technical, industry people that we
Yeah.
know, like I said, at the acting studio or at the film festival. But the normal audience is going to see this and just grin and laugh and have a good time.
Good. But I like the tag at the end, or they reeled in the seriousness, and you did great job with the music,
Yeah, thank you.
changing the mood, and then we lift it back up.
Hmm.
In watching it, I was impressed with their facial reactions when they didn't have lines.
Yeah.
Because all of them, and that's something we shot for.
Yeah.
It's like we're doing this read through 6 times,
Mm-hmm.
and the camera's on the actor
While other people are performing,
while other
lines,
people are saying
'cause
their
we want
lines.
your reactions.
Because I wanted their reaction to it. And
We got some great reactions.
yes,
Lots of really good reactions.
absolutely. As good a reactions as I've seen on
Yeah.
on stuff we've done. I guess because they're peppered throughout there,
Yeah.
and I like, which I've noticed some writing things. So when you have some sappy moments and then punch it with the joke,
So bring it back in.
yeah. Which I think Mary's character does, and Taylor's character does to a certain extent. But I thought it was great, and I enjoyed the use of Kim as Miss Catherine Householder,
Yeah.
being where those segments were cut in, showing her problems
Yeah.
that got in the way why she couldn't teach that night.
And isn't she mentioned or one of them mentioned in either of the first 2 prayer requests? I feel like she's
Yeah,
been mentioned
yeah.
in other projects
In
outside
in
of
prayer requests too.
2. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
thought. So while they're not,
Because this is the same church.
yeah, yeah. So this isn't like necessarily part of the Hypocrite saga,
No,
but there's
part of-
nuggets.
it's part of
World building, like,
It's part of Gardner Street Church on Mitchell Avenue in Springdale.
so funny.
Yeah, all 3 prayer requests in the 4 hypocrites. Well, this is the 4th hypocrites. All
Yeah.
revolve around that.
And that's good world building. And I like those Easter eggs where one film kind of has a throwback to another one.
Mhm.
I used to do that with music videos. Anytime I had a repeat client where I would do multiple music videos with them, sometimes we would try to find little things that we would reuse for the next music video or put in the background or do something like that. And as a throwback to the original one, and those little like Taylor Swift-esque Easter eggs was fun to me. And I like that you write that into these too. Did we do prayer requests too before or after we saw Craig Brewer talk at
I couldn't.
what's the name of that place downtown Memphis?
Crosstown.
Crosstown.
Yeah.
Crosstown Commons. Yeah. And he harped on world building, and it's like we took that to heart.
And making noise.
Yeah, and making noise. We took that to heart, but also I feel like we were kind of doing that inadvertently,
Yeah.
almost unintentionally before
Yeah.
we heard him talk about it. And that's one of the fun parts to me. Like I said, the whole legacy, this whole body of work intertwines.
Well, what the feedback we got on prayer request, the first one, and it wasn't called prayer request, we edited prayer request because we didn't know there would be a 2 or a 3.
Right.
Was the feedback around the country we got from that. And
This is what my church is like.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, people in other states were saying that could have been shot at our church. So that felt good that you're connecting in that way.
Yeah. And what's funny about all 3 of these
Yeah.
is they're all shot in different locations at not a church. They were all 3 shot at the Mill Workspace.
Yeah.
At 3 different spots in the Mill Workspace.
The churchgoers that are watching this right now, and find one you're comfortable with that does the truth. But a lot of those meetings are set up in, well, where can we have Bible study? Well, the kids ain't using that storage room anymore.
Yep.
So it ends up being what space is available for you to
Right.
have something in.
And I remember intentionally the first one we did, you were like, this looks like a room that this
Yeah.
conversation would be happening in.
Yeah.
And this does too. I think Prayer Request 2 may be, well, again, it was the youth group.
They get what's left.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they get something nice, like the coffee shop cafe at your church.
Yeah.
Where it's designed to attract the youth
Yeah.
and give them a cool space to hang out in and bring them out. And so the second one kind of felt like that too, where it made sense that would be a youth spot.
But as I'm saying that, so we've got 7 films based on that. It kind of makes you want to go to Gardner Street Church on Mitchell Avenue just
to watch. For sure.
Just to see.
I want to hear Pastor Tommy preach for an hour.
Just to see these people.
I can't imagine. Maybe that's a film you need to write, is just a few sermons of Pastor Tommy.
Yeah.
One takes.
No pressure.
Yeah.
But I thought they did great, and you did great.
Thank you. And you did great.
But I like, which I'm not a fan of directing. I'd rather just write the product, but who else is going to direct it?
Who else is better to direct it?
And
with a small crew like we have, the person that wrote it, I feel like, is the best person
but
to direct.
And I watched when I was really getting into the weeds of filmmaking and writing and directing, and what's the website where
Masterclass, right?
Masterclass.
Is the guy from
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, that's it.
So Ron Howard had a master class on directing, and it was like 10 episodes, and I was taking notes and how it is my project, but don't be inflexible to input that. So
Suggestions.
So the line that I do make good ice,
Yeah.
I didn't write that.
Yeah.
They came up with that at the table.
On that day.
Yeah.
During rehearsals while I was setting up the light.
Like what's something that Sybil can bring, and so boom, we got that. And I'm sure there were others, but that one.
And then Prayer Request 2, there was the Cheeto
Prayer
Got
Request
y'all.
2, if y'all will go back and watch it with the kids. When Joe, I don't know the character's name, but when Joe, who was playing the youth pastor,
Mhm.
everything on the table, and they just kept dropping stuff on the table, including a Cheeto, lint, coins, and that was funny.
Yeah, that
So,
was
and the
fun.
Cheeto went flying across the room. So, if
Yeah, that's right.
if you find
She was
these,
supposed to throw it at David, and it bounced off of him and went right across. Chester was his name.
yeah,
Was his
Chester was
character's
the
name.
character's name.
And
Yeah,
we ended up keeping that tank because he's like,
yeah.
and then he picks it up and eats it.
But yeah, and we try to find nuggets like that. So if you're ever working with me in the future, don't overtly tell me to do something, but if I say, what would fit here? I mean,
You're welcome,
but
feedback.
I like but something they could make was ice. So I thought it was good.
That was fun.
And I like the physical comedy of the faces.
And they're the glue that holds the dialogue together, I think.
Yeah.
It gives me cutting points
And
to
all of these
hides cuts.
all of these ladies were in that play. And so, support your local, and there was a lot of people in that play, but support your local arts. And so I went to the Dyersburg High School play recently, and our good friend Trevor is the teacher there, and saw some great young talent out there. So I noticed, well, could I write something for them? Could that come up with something? So it's fun to see stuff, and like you said earlier, they have this forever. And if they hate it and don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But if people say, Mama was in this, or something like that, and it gets sent to people that enjoy it. I mean, y'all do that. Share it with people.
Yeah, I don't want to rush my life away, but I am very much looking forward to a day at some point in the future when their kids are older
Mhm.
and you hear a story or you meet somebody in the grocery store. Oh, my daughter my mama was in one of your movies. It was so funny. I actually watched it the other day. Like that moment to me is I'm looking forward to that if it ever happens. And it's you think, oh, that'll never happen, but like you've run into people that had mentioned the shorts to you.
Well, I think, and I could have a detail wrong, the one we did called Santa's Claus,
Yes.
the little girl that was in it says that's her movie.
Oh, really?
That's her movie. Her mother told me that. Said she wants to watch her movie. So, she's 6 years old or whatever. And
Yeah.
so, yeah. So, to that point you were saying.
That's funny.
Yeah. So y'all put this, if you got YouTube TV, you slap it up there and gather around the hearth and the couch and point and giggle and but just enjoy. Take it for what it's worth. And not just this one, but we've got another one we've just shot 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And looking forward to getting some great responses on it as well. Do we tease them or come back and see them in a couple of months?
Yeah, you can tease them if you want to. I can always cut it out. Like you said, I'm a surgeon.
Yes, we've got the third or fourth.
This is the hypocrites.
This is the fourth episode of the Hypocrite Saga with Pastor Tommy Householder and his lovely wife Catherine as they perform the wedding of two not too bright people called Jeannie and Boo Boo in Without This Ring. And that was a hoot, a lot of work.
Our most ambitious project of the
Yes,
day.
yes.
Maybe sans the first. We really bit off more than we could chew for that first one.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was a learning experience for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of actors came up from Memphis. And
Yeah, we used an acting
almost
studio.
everybody except Trevor.
Mhm.
And used indie acting out of Memphis. Great facility. Forrest and the gang down there. So look for that in a couple of months. But as of right now, just enjoy the other stuff, including Prayer Request 3.